Welcome, help me reach 4,000 subscribers. Your support keeps me creating the intense, emotional, and suspense-packed stories you love on Breakup Cheater. Like the video, drop a comment, subscribe for more jaw-dropping betrayal stories. Every click truly means the world. Thank you for being part of this growing family. I heard the lock turn at 2:43 a.m. Not gently, never gently, but with that careless twist she used when she knew I'd be awake, waiting, stomach tight, mind circling every possible place she'd been. The sound traveled through the quiet house like a bullet breaking glass, and I felt myself flinch even before she stepped inside. She didn't tiptoe. She didn't apologize. She strutted, heels clicking like accusations on the wooden floor, until she entered the dim living room where I sat, pretending to read a book I hadn't turned a page on in an hour. Her perfume hit first. Too strong. Too sweet. Not the one I bought her. And then she saw me. A smirk curved across her lips, confident, dismissive, like she had already won some unspoken war. "Oh, please," she drawled, tossing her purse onto the sofa. "You're still up? You'll never find anyone better than me, Daniel." So cut the sulking. The words sliced, leaving no room for misunderstanding. I swallowed, feeling my heart splinter but forcing my voice steady. "Where were you?" She laughed. Not a nervous laugh. Not even a defensive one. A laugh that said you don't get to ask. "With friends," she said, drawing out the syllables like she was bored with the conversation. Friends. We both knew that wasn't the truth. Not anymore. I stared at her makeup-smudged eyes, the faint red marks along her collarbone, the slight mess in her hair like someone else's hands had been there. My stomach knotted, twisting with jealousy, pain, humiliation. "You don't even try to hide it anymore." My voice cracked, and I cursed myself for it. She rolled her eyes and turned away. "Maybe I'm tired of pretending. Did you think I'd sit here as your wife forever just because you're convenient?" Convenient. After 6 years of marriage. 6 years earlier. Emily wasn't always like this. We met at a bookstore. She was the kind of woman who read novels like they were oxygen, who talked with her hands and had a laugh that filled whole rooms. When she looked at me, it felt like the world had paused just long enough for us to fall in love. Our first date lasted 12 hours. Our second lasted longer. We married within a year. I thought I'd won something rare, something permanent. But people change quietly. Sometimes, you don't notice until the person you love is a stranger rubbing lipstick stains off her neck at 3 in the morning. Back to now. I stood from the couch, slowly, feeling the room tilt with emotion. "Emily," I whispered. "If you don't want this marriage, if there's someone else, tell me." She turned her head, one eyebrow raised as if amused by how fragile my voice sounded. "There might be someone," she teased. "Or maybe I just like knowing you'll still be here waiting every night no matter what." The words tasted like poison. Something inside me cracked, quiet but sharp. I loved her. God help me, I still loved her. But love had become a slow bleed, each day draining more of me. "Do you enjoy hurting me?" Yes. I paused. Just long enough for me to hope. Then, maybe. My vision blurred. Emily brushed past me, humming under her breath, heading toward the bedroom. I stood frozen, every memory of us flickering through my mind. Wedding vows, road trips, her head on my chest while we watched movies. All of it reduced to ash by one smirk and a few careless words. My hands shook. I needed truth, even if it destroyed me. So I followed her quietly. The phone that ended everything. She was in the bathroom, door half closed, shower running but not yet stepped into. Her purse sat on the counter, open, careless, like she assumed I was too broken to ever touch it. Her phone screen lit up. One new message. "Did you make it home? Wish you stayed longer." The sender's name hit like a punch. Erin. Coworker. Someone she'd always insisted I was paranoid about. Someone she laughed with too easily. Someone who looked at her with hunger even when I stood right there. My chest tightened. My breath came shallow and jagged. I didn't snoop often. I had trusted her far past the point any sane man would. But tonight something darker pushed me forward. Picked up the phone. The passcode, our anniversary. Opened it instantly. And then I read. Message after message. Weeks of plans. Nights she worked late. Photos, God, the photos. Her lips on his neck. His hands on her waist. Her laughing, eyes bright in a way they rarely were with me anymore. My heart didn't just break. Detonated. The shower turned on fully. I had seconds before she returned. I placed the phone down, careful, gentle, because even in heartbreak, part of me still loved her. My reflection in the mirror looked like a ghost. Hollow. Skin pale. A man emptied out. When she emerged, wrapped in a towel, hair dripping, she saw my face and froze. You read it. No denial. No fear. No apology. Just acknowledgement. Yes, I said quietly. She exhaled through her nose, annoyed. You shouldn't have. I laughed, not with humor but with something cracked and broken. You shouldn't have betrayed me. She leaned against the counter, casual. Maybe if you weren't so boring. No, I didn't hit her. She hit me. Hard. The towel slipped slightly, water dripping onto the tiles, but she didn't care. Her eyes sparkled with cold fire. Don't you dare blame me. Or weak. Clingy. Outgrew you. Aaron makes me feel alive. He doesn't chain me with insecurity. I touched my cheek, burning from her hand. I looked into the eyes of the woman I married, and realized she was gone. Maybe she'd left years ago. The gift I gave her. The next morning I cooked breakfast. Quietly. She sat across from me, scrolling her phone shamelessly, occasionally smiling at someone who wasn't her husband. I placed an envelope beside her plate. She eyed it. What's this? Open it, I said. She sighed dramatically and ripped the seal. Inside were divorce papers. Her smirk vanished. Are you serious? She snapped. Yes, I said, voice steady for the first time in months. You're right, Emily. I will find someone better. Someone who values loyalty, respect, love. She stared, stunned, because the thing she never expected was losing control. You can't just leave me, she hissed. You won't survive without me. I stood. Picked up my prepared suitcase. My heart trembled but didn't break further, because it had already shattered and rebuilt itself during the long night. I already did, I whispered. And I walked out. I expected her to chase me, to yell, to beg, but behind me was only silence. I closed the door gently, the way she never had. A new beginning. Months passed. Healing wasn't a straight line. Some nights I still reached for her in my sleep. Some mornings I woke with tears drying on my cheeks before I even remembered why. But I kept moving. Therapy. Running at dawn. Rediscovering old hobbies. Photography, painting, late nights with books like Before Love Blinded Me. And eventually I met someone. Not perfect. Not a replacement. Just kind. Her name was Lila. She listened. She laughed with warmth, not arrogance. When she looked at me, it wasn't ownership. It was understanding. One evening, while we stood watching the sunset turn the sky into fire, my phone buzzed. Text from Emily. Do you ever think about us? Do you miss me? My breath caught, but only for a moment. I typed back slowly. I did. But I don't anymore. Then I blocked her. Not out of hate but out of peace. Because sometimes the most powerful thing a broken heart can do is choose itself. Ending. Emily once told me I'd never find anyone better. She was wrong. I didn't find someone better first. I became someone better. Stronger than the man who waited at 2:43 a.m., desperate for scraps of love. And when I finally learned to love myself again, I set myself free.